Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing some Playmobil items. I'm going to start out with Back to the Future. There's several of those, and I also have several of the Ghostbuster ones and a few other ones. But we're going to start out with Back to the Future because I've already opened the DeLorean a while back, and a lot of the other sets kind of build off of this one. So I'm going to go back and review it, even though it's one I've already opened. And it has this hook that grabs onto the cable in the end scene where he's trying to get the lightning to strike the clock tower to run into the, I guess, the flux capacitor. But you can actually see in there, it lights up also. The flux capacitor's in there. And it has the blue lights that light up. There's a button on the bottom that controls that. You can make it off or make it where it, I guess, like where it's actually going through the time travel process, or you can just make it stationary. If you leave it in either of the on modes, I'm sorry, I'm still getting over COVID. My voice is still pretty bad. If you leave it on, it'll eventually cut off, times out, so it don't run your batteries down. I think probably about, seems like it stays on for about 2 minutes or something. And it has a battery compartment down here that you open with a screw. And I believe it runs on 2 AAA batteries, if I remember right. Yeah, there it is right there. I don't know if you can read that. There you go. Got 2 AAA batteries. And it's a battery compartment. You need a little mini Phillips head screwdriver to open it. And I like the light up feature. I think that really adds to it. You can see inside there, it lights up on the inside. Let's see if we can. Turn this off for a minute. There we go. There, you can kind of tell better now. And when it's in the flux capacitor actually kind of flickers too when it's in the time travel mode. And then it's stationary when the outside lights are stationary. All right. So I've already got the figures in here. We'll take them out and look at them. First of all, let's look at the box. So this is the Playmobil Back to the Future DeLorean. It's Playmobil number 70317. And let's check the box out from all the angles. And they had this little 2-pack that came out at the beginning. I think he was repacked in something else that we're going to go over, but I think that's the only place you can get the Enchantment Under the Sea Marty. The Chuck Berry Marty. But that's a different one. We'll look at it too. I actually have it here, and I'll do that in a separate review. And let's see, it shows how you can put the little plutonium down into the subterfuge or whatever that's called. It shows where the power button is. It shows how it lights up. And then it shows just the interior, basically, how it has time circuits and all that. Just the detailing, basically. And then this shows all the stuff you get, basically. You get Doc Brown in his white kind of lab, or I guess radiation suit. Then you got 1985 Marty. You got the plutonium case and three little plutonium canister things. And then he has like a stopwatch and a little tool belt and the remote control. And then Marty's skateboard. You got Einstein the dog. You got the hook. And you got the video camera and skateboard. And he has like, Marty has these little things that are separate. They're cuffs. But they're not attached to him. You have to snap those on. And then Doc Brown has these two wristwatches. And I believe that belt is like a little rubber thing. It can slide on and off. So let's look at all that. We'll look at the instructions too real quick. So there's the front of the pamphlet. And here's the inside of it. Kind of give you a little action scene set up. And they show some actual clips from the movie. It says the year is 1985, but not for long, because teenager Marty McFly is about to be blasted back to 1955 aboard the plutonium-powered DeLorean created by eccentric genius Doc Emmett Brown. But when Marty accidentally keeps his parents-to-be from falling in love, it triggers a time-shattering chain reaction that could vaporize his future and leave him trapped in the past. Now Marty's last hope is to change history before the clock runs out on his only chance to get himself back to the future. Okay, and then it has like, this doesn't come assembled. You have to do some assembly to it. And there's some sticker decals to put on. The main sticker decals on this is, this whole back piece is one sticker, where it's got the tail lights and the out of time tag. And that's like one sticker right there. And then you have these two little black stickers right here. There's one on each side, which is just hardly anything, but it makes a difference because you can see it looks kind of lame without them. And then I guess all it shows on that one. And I'll go ahead and show you that these here are also stickers that go over this blue thing that lights up. Those were the trickiest ones to put on to me. And then around the front bumper, you get the same kind of deal. So getting those straight was kind of tricky. But it looks good once you get them on. If you do it good. Just have to make sure you're not getting wrinkles in it. They're kind of tricky. Little bubble right there. Alright. So then you got to put, as you can see, it comes like just a kind of shell. And you got to put all the little details on there. So you have your, this black piece right here. It says DMC, that kind of snaps in there. And then the two rear view mirrors snap on. This piece is all one piece. The two vents and this part, it snaps on in one piece. But you have to put the little blue thing and the little black thing on there. So this little part here and this black thing here. Let's see if I can. Right here, that just kind of snaps in there, and then that snaps on there. And then the back bumper snaps on that black part. And then we put the wheels on. You have to assemble each wheel. It has like a hub, well, like the actual wheel, and then the tire, and then the hubcap. So, and they all snap together, and then they just snap into the axles, and they actually turn. So that's pretty cool. Another cool thing about this, even though it's a Back to the Future 1 car, is that these wheels flip under. If I can figure out how to make them do it. There you go, you got a little release button there. So even though it's from Back to the Future 1, the theme, you can actually flip these wheels under so that it's in fly mode, like on Back to the Future 2. Well, technically it did this in Back to the Future 1 at the end, so I guess I'll take that back. It's not necessarily a Back to the Future 2 feature, because that was at the end of the first movie. They don't really want to lock in place good sometimes, but that's pretty cool, I think. I wonder if there's a way to make it snap in place a little better. It seems like they just fold under, though. It locks in position so it will roll without them being wonky, but... Okay. Maybe I didn't pop them in good enough. There we go. I guess I just didn't pop them in good enough. So that's pretty good. I wish I had a little stand that I could... A little clear stand that makes it look like it's kind of in a little fly mode there. Let's see. Trying to make it do the... If you had a little stand and had it doing that, that'd be pretty cool. Or get one of those magnetic things and make it hover. That'd be even better. Those are pretty cool. Those anti-gravity magnetic hovering devices. And for some reason I thought it made sound, but maybe I just made that up in my head, because I can't see anything that makes it sound activate or anything. Okay, these wheels, you just gotta make sure they kind of pop and they'll stay in place. You can hear them snap in place. I was being a little too delicate with it before, so. And it rolls really good. Which it should if it's gotta get up to 88 miles an hour, right? Let's see. Where's that button? There it is. Maybe too fast for the camera. Okay. So back to the instructions. I'm sorry. So the blue parts also snap in. The bumper is one blue part and it lights up. And then this part we'll look at in a minute. This part is all kind of, you have to assemble it in different pieces. So you have the little tabs that I have an extra one that had. Actually, I'll show you. It's got these little hook things and they go into the side, and then that snaps into that. And then you got these cables and they go specifically to certain places. Let's see. It's on the next page. That's probably the next difficult part, is figuring out which cable goes where and how it bends and stuff. But one end will have like a L side and one side has just like a straight side, so that's what you gotta kind of figure out. But they're pretty much the same. The straight sides go into the bar and then they snap into these things and run along here, and then the one that's more L-shaped just sticks down in there. And the same thing on the back, straight side into the bar, And then it's got the little L shapes that go up in here. And that's kind of tricky part because you got to kind of run it up through there. So make sure you put these on before you put your blue things on, because it'll be impossible almost. But it just runs up along the side and goes through this little window part and then snaps into that. And then when you put this on, it goes up behind there. So that goes over it, but it looks like the cable's going up behind there. Alright, so that's just showing to do it to the second side. And then this is showing where you put the blue things on the back. And they're transparent, so that's why the lights shine through them when they... And it's transparent all the way down, but the lights are only up here. So I was like, I wish these lit up all the way down, because they look like they should, but they don't. But it's still pretty cool. And then the other stickers showing where you put the stickers on those. And they're like one long sticker on each one. So it's kind of tricky. I'll take that back. They're in 3 pieces. There's one piece, and then you can kind of tell where they break there. It looks like it's one piece, but most of it's just printed on that sticker sheet. But if you can tell, and that makes it a little easier being in pieces, because if you had to get that right just from the get-go, it'd be kind of difficult, because you got to go all of these turns without getting wrinkles. But this part goes on to here, and there's another one that goes from here to here, and another one goes from there to there, all the way to the top. That one's the trickier one, I think. But doing it in 3 parts like that makes it a little easier not to mess it up. And it shows you on here like what order they go in, sort of, by making it look like they don't break. So that's kind of... I think Playmobil is pretty good about their instructions. I think they do a real good job of... And they don't have words. It's like that pop-up place that I had. It had more words than these, really. But these are just very simplistic instructions in pictures to me. And I like that. And this is like a battery pack. This whole thing pops out. Let's see if I can show you that real quick. I showed you before where the batteries go, and it has a screw there. I don't know if I can get this out without something kind of hard to press on it. Well, oh, maybe it goes this way. Huh. Let me see. I think that goes that way. Alright, well, it goes this way, but it's really hard to pop off. Hard to press in on it, though. Okay, anyway, if you had like a Phillips head or a flathead screwdriver to kind of get some leverage on that, I think you could get it open. Let me try something here. Let's see. Something not too narrow. Maybe that one. Okay. Alright. So if you get you like a flathead screwdriver, I think that makes it pop open a little easier. I just don't have the strength in my fingers to get that open today. There we go. So you push that tab in that way, and then that pops out. So it ain't going to pop out without some a little help. But if you can tell, there's a little tab there. So that just holds that in with that tab. And it's a good hardness. I'm thinking if you weren't delicate with that and did it a lot, it could break. So be careful with it. But as you can see, this is just like a battery pack. So you take the whole battery pack out. And since I got my screwdriver here, I might as well just open it and show you. Just turn that screw there. And okay, yeah, it does come out wet. Sometimes they don't come out wet. And there's your batteries. So instead of just being batteries you pop into the bottom, it actually has a battery pack. And they come in and out pretty good. Sometimes you need a screwdriver to get in there, but these work pretty good. I believe these are the batteries that came with it. Maybe not. They say Rayovac. I'm not sure. I don't know if it came with batteries, actually. Let's see. Batteries not included. Okay, so no. But these are the original batteries I put in it. And they're still holding up. So, of course, I don't have it going all the time, but they've been in there a year, I'd say. And just me hitting it every now and then. Hadn't had any problem. They've lasted. They hadn't leaked or anything. All right, and then that pops back in here. And it snaps in good. Getting it unsnaps a little trickier. Okay, back to our thing here. Okay, we're almost to the end of this. That's the battery pack. Shows how the lights. 1 time makes it blink. And 2 times make them stay on. And 3 times turn it back off. And then it's got lots of technical stuff in different languages. Basically it says only use the stipulated batteries. Non-rechargeable batteries are not to be charged. Non-rechargeable batteries are not to be charged. Okay. Rechargeable batteries are only to be charged under adult supervision. Rechargeable batteries are to be removed from the toy before they are recharged. Okay. Neither different battery types nor new and used batteries are to be used together. Batteries must be inserted with the correct polarity. Flat batteries are to be removed from the toy. Flat batteries. The connecting terminals are not to be short-circuited. Inspect batteries regularly for signs of leakage. Do not dispose of used batteries in the household waste, but hand them in at the existing collection points or at a special waste site. So even though it doesn't even come with batteries, it has lots of rules for your batteries. I think that's kind of interesting. And this basically just says environment protection first. Your appliance contains valuable materials which can be recovered or recycled. Leave it at a local civic waste collection point. So when you're done with your car, when you're done playing with it, recycle it. This is something about FCC rules, which I don't know why. Because it's not radio controlled or anything. Let's see. It complies with Class B digital device pursuant to Part 15 of the FCC rules. Let's see. This equipment generates, uses, and can radiate radio frequency energy, and if not installed and used in accordance with the instructions, may cause harmful interference to radio communications. However, there is no guarantee that interference will not occur in a particular installation. If this equipment does cause harmful interference to radio or television reception, which can be determined by turning the equipment off and on, the user is encouraged to try and correct the interference by one or more of the following measures. Reorient or to relocate the receiving antenna. increase the separation between the equipment and receiver, connect the equipment into an outlet on a circuit different from that to which the receiver is connected, consult the dealer or an experienced radio TV technician for help. Okay, so first of all, there's nothing to plug this thing into. It runs on batteries. I don't know why they always put these FCC rules on everything that has a battery in it. It's crazy. It's overkill for compliance rules and everything. I have never had anything like this interfere with the TV reception or anything. So I just thought that was interesting. Okay, so then you got your extra little things that come with it. That's the other thing I like about Playmobil. They usually throw in a lot of little extras. So it has Marty's skateboard. You snap these two wheels on into those, and it actually rolls. Rolls pretty good, technically. And it has this little thing here, and what that's for is when he's riding on it, it holds his feet in place. So here's Marty. I'll go ahead and show you this on Marty real quick. Those two little cuffs I was talking about. Actually end up with, sometimes they throw in some extra pieces in case you lose one, I guess, but it just looks like that, and it just snaps on his wrist, so it looks like he's got cuffs. I'll snap them off here and show you. It just doesn't have that 80s kind of look as much if he doesn't have that on there as it does if he does, because it's just kind of 80s. They're trying to make him look period accurate since there's different versions, which we'll go over in the other videos. But and this makes him be able to, you slide his feet in there, sort of, and that makes him be able to stand on the skateboard without falling off. Like I said, it rolls pretty decent, but I mean, he's not going to free roll, I don't think. Maybe just a little, but he'll fall over if you push him hard enough to make him free roll. So. But if you press down on him and want to play, he rolls pretty good. Get my toolkit out of the picture here. Alright, so that's Marty. Let's go ahead and get Doc out. I'll show you the interior without them in there as I do it. So it's got your time circuits. And you don't have to put the stickers on those, thank goodness. That would have been a nightmare. They already have those on there. And then he has this thing here that kind of activates the flux capacitor, I think. And you got Doc. We'll take him out. And you got your steering wheel. And then it's the lights. Those don't light up. That's a sticker, but it's a nice little detail, I thought. All right. So Doc Brown has this little tool kit. I had to take it off to put him in the car because he don't really like to sit down with it, or it just looks weird maybe. For some reason I took that off when I set him in the car. But he has this little tool belt thing. It goes right there. And I said this is rubber, but it's plastic. It's belt. Oh, then he has the two wristwatches. Got a silver one and a black one. I'm not going to try to snap those off and on because they're a lot thinner than those cuffs, and I have a hard time with my big old fingers trying to get them back on. And I even like the detail of, like, you can kind of see his little Hawaiian shirt up under there. His little colorful shirt. So that's kind of cool. And it's got his detailing on it. It's like got like a little clip, I guess a radiation badge or something there, and some pins, and it's got his pockets on there. This little tool belt thing, I think it's when I took it off, is because when he sits down with it, it pops off a lot. But I didn't want to lose it inside the car. Yeah, because the thing about this thing, it pops on in that little piece there. If you don't get just right, where it's just straight up and down, it stays on fine if it's straight up and down. But if you just like press on it, it pops out. So if you get it just right in the middle of that opening there, it does pretty good. But if you get it just off, it kind of makes it have a pop out effect. And Playmobil's people's hairs come out, you know, so his comes in on the back. Marty's may not come off. Yeah, it does. Okay. Marty's has the top part, like more typical of your Playmobil people. And then it has like a little tab in the back. A little tab right here that goes into that. So that's what makes it kind of snap in place in the right spot. And these are always hard for me to get back on for some reason. You got to get them lined up just right. There we go. But Doc Brown has a one that kind of goes in from the back because he's got that receding hairline. So, all right. And then we have this little remote control. It actually has a sticker you have to put on it also. Right here. And then you got this little antenna that sticks in there. And that's his remote control. So we're going to put that in his hand. All right. And then I'm going to put, there's 3 of these. Well, it's 2 of them. It says there's 2, but I have 3. One may have came from another set. Yeah, one of them came from the other one I'm going to go over. Okay, so it comes with 2 of these. And you snap this yellow part down into this amber looking part. Like that. And that, he can hold that. That's your plutonium canisters that he sticks into the back. And then you have another one that you can put in the back. So it's like it's in place, ready to go. And then you have this box. This box had 4 different stickers I had to put on. 5. It's got 1 on each side. And 1 on top. And I'm a perfectionist, so I really try to get my stickers really lined up good and flat, no bubbles, no wrinkles. So this one took me a while because I was taking such good care not to mess it up. It looks really good when you get the stickers on there, though. And see what else we got. We got this little stopwatch thing. And that's supposed to hang around his neck, so it's pretty stretchy. So it just gives him another piece of like, just looks like, makes him look all made up with all this different gear to make him look real geeky, I guess. But I think in the movie that one's actually kind of round. It looks like he's got a cell phone hanging from his neck or something. Anyway, we're going to set this up kind of like the scene here in a minute. And then Marty has the camcorder. So, in the movie, I don't remember if he's holding his skateboard or not while he was holding his camcorder, but we're going to do that just to make it look more, I don't know, just set up that scene. I don't know how to make him hold it right, though. I'll just set it aside. Oh, and we have Einstein, the dog. And he's basically got a tail that goes up and down, and his head goes up and down. So he's a little posable. So we're going to put him in here and recreate this scene real quick. And this goes right there in this hand. It has a little handle thing it snaps in. And it actually lines up pretty good. Looks like he's looking through the viewfinder, so I was impressed with that. Alright, so I think that's the angle they had in the movie, sort of. And then finally, oh, here's this. It actually says to make sure they click. If I'd read the instructions, I would have known that when I was doing that, I guess. So that's where you put the labels on there. I don't know if I showed you that. And those pieces. That's where it shows you how the wheels can fold under. And it's got this cool little blueprint of the DeLorean. I thought that was pretty cool. It's not where you can actually make out the words. It's just like little gibberish words. But other than that, it's like pretty cool for a little. Let me turn the slide off. It's pretty cool for just, I don't know, if you want to photocopy that, make you a poster or something, that'd be kind of cool. And then there's the two sets I had out at first, which is this one and then that 2-pack, which I'm going to do a really short video of that right behind this one. So, and then on the back, there's a website with a code, and you can get a surprise. And I apparently never did that, so I got my code covered up mostly, so you can't. I guess you can do that code and it'll go to that website. And you punch this code in, you get a surprise. It sounds like. Enter the code and be surprised. Not and be surprised. And be surprised. I'll have to check that out and see what that does. And maybe add it on the back side of this video. But check out my other videos. I'm going to do some other ones right behind it. I have it was an advent calendar I did, I think 2 years ago. It had a lot of extra little things that go with it, including the clock tower. And that's probably the coolest part of it. And you kind of build up the clock tower scene with little benches and stuff like that. So it even has the fire trail and the road and the little cable and street lights and cable and stuff that he has to hit with this hook. So kind of cool where that hook ended up coming into play eventually with this set, even though it came with this one. It actually has a little setup where he tries to grab that hook as he goes by. So we will do a review on that one. And I also have the next one I'll do real quick, a real short one, is this 2-pack, because I think that's the order they came out in. And then I will do the advent calendar which is based off the first Back to the Future movie. And then I forget which order they came out in after that, but I believe it came out with the Back to the Future 2 accessory pack. And that had like the Mr. Flex capacitor or Mr. Fusion, and then like the 2015 Doc Brown stuff. So that's pretty cool. And the hoverboard and the almanac. So. And then they had the little truck pack, which I thought was going a little overkill on that one because it's not necessarily just, you know, when you take it out of the box, you don't necessarily scream Back to the Future, but I guess, you know, they were looking for more sets they could do. But this one I have not opened yet either. I haven't opened any of these, so we'll open those from scratch. But this one is a Back to the Future 3 advent calendar, and it has a bunch of Back to the Future 3 accessories. And you can change the wheels out to make them look like the train track tires and the white wall tires. And it has like that engine thing that was strapped on the front in it, so that part. And then you got like just a lot of little scenes. These are not full scale like this one. They're like little cardboard cutouts, little backdrops. I think there's like 2 or 3. One of them looks like a train station, and they're smaller than this one. They're not like all really big, but probably about like all 3 of them together might build up to something that size. So I'm looking forward to getting into that one and this one especially. Now the other advent calendar I have open, and we'll obviously because it's right there, but I'll do it pretty soon because I already opened it, and then I'll do these, and we'll build off the original DeLorean, because there's only that one set that came with the DeLorean, the one I just reviewed. The other one has things for the DeLorean, like the Mr. Fusion and the different tires and the battery, or the whatever that is that he built to rig up some stuff on the DeLorean. But they're in different sets, so they kind of build up off of this one. So this is the main set you want. And then I also have some Ghostbusters sets, and I even got the A-Team band that just came out. I have the Knight Rider one that just came out on the way. I got the Scooby-Doo Mystery Wagon. They're all pretty good. I like the scale of these. I mean, they're almost 3 3/4 inch scale, so they look pretty good with a 3 3/4 inch figure next to it, even though they don't really fit in there. Not perfectly accurate to scale, but you know, it'll do if you just want to set up. And it looks pretty good. I mean, being a Playmobil figure or a Playmobil setup, it still looks pretty good, I think. So without, I mean, you got the figures, it looks a little, you know, childlike, you know, not really your age demographic for 3 3/4 inch, mate, necessarily. More of a Fisher Price little people kind of look that Playmobil people have. But the rest of the stuff looks good as a diorama, or could go along with like the Back to the Future reaction figures and stuff. So as a matter of fact, I have some of those. Let's check it out real quick. Okay, so here's the idea. These are the Back to the Future reaction figures that came out. These are the first wave, I think. I think they have some newer ones that look more like them, but I wish they made them where the legs would be. But let's see, he's kind of sitting there showing him the stuff, and here he is standing. Give you an idea of the scale. So he won't actually fit in there because there's no leg room really. The way these are made, you see how much shorter they are. And when they sit down, as you can see, that popped off when I set him down. So let's see. Take these out of his hands. Oh, and this is what I was talking about. This is supposed to be this big old thing. It looks like a chunky cell phone hanging off his neck. That's supposed to be that. So it's kind of really big. But anyway, as you can see, when they sit down, their legs are not any longer than their arms, hardly. Whereas 3 3/4 inch figures are about twice as long as their arms. So they're more to scale with real people. So, this one, excuse me, when you try to put the feet in, there's nowhere for them to go. Whereas the Playmobil one fits just fine. So, as far as using this vehicle for 3 3/4 inch figures, it makes a good diorama. They look good next to it. They look like they could fit in there. So, I mean, I'm impressed with it as just a general vehicle. If it just had some leg room, it'd be awesome. But anyway, please review my other videos that I'm doing, the ones I mentioned. I'll be working on those soon. And thanks for watching.